Hi everyone. Just a reminder to hydrate. I know this is just the beginning of the stream, but yeah, it's always good to remind people, I imagine. I'm gonna work on some orders again. I had a commission from someone who helped me out with the skinny puppy thing, and so I'm sending him a cat plushie as a thank you. He requested a special one for his daughter, I think. So yeah, I'm making a pet portrait. It's more kind of just a plushie than a realistic thing, but it will have the cat's traits. Um, it's just a solid color blue cat, but yeah, so I just have this big ball of gray right here, and I hope I won't need more, but I kind of get the feeling that I might have to purchase more. But that's okay. I'm not I don't use this color very often, and it's gonna be a really cute cat. I have big eyes especially for it, so I'm gonna show you in a second once I get this mess sorted, not sorted. My neighbor keeps banging on the wall next to my place. And I know he's not banging on the door. He does that often. He comes and bang on my wall for whatever reason because I don't think he's hearing me talk right now. But I don't know. Sometimes living here is just a bit weird. Makes things interesting, right? uh oh yeah, I got it. And I'm just gonna snip this because we don't want this to be um bothered while we work. I have my little scraps bag here. This usually goes inside plushies, like as stuffing, so nothing gets wasted. So it's always good to keep your scraps. In my opinion, I always do it. I have my little obsidian here for protection. Always keep it next to my desk because bad energies, I like to do witchy stuff and things like that. So to me, it's important to always have this protective thing. I usually wear my pentacle as well, but I don't have it on right now. And okay, I was saying I was gonna use some specific safety eyes for this plushie. Here they are. They're the very big ones, the 18 millimeter ones. And so the person's cat I has yellow eyes, so nice big yellow eyes for kitty. So I'm happy that I get to use because I don't really get to use often. Hi, how are you doing? Just passing through. I'm about to head out. Well, thank you for saying hello. Thanks for the like as well. Always appreciate that. I hope you have a happy new year as well. Right now it's starting slow for me. It's not happy yet, but I hope I get a lot of orders and that I get to work on a lot of cool stuff. This cat is not gonna be like one of the zombie cats. It's gonna be a little bit more defined and not like you know hard to explain. I'm so sorry. But it's not gonna be much like a fun plushie. It's gonna be a little bit more cat like just because I want it to look like the real thing it's modeled after, special for my customer. But it's gonna be as big as the medium sized cats, so it's gonna have a giant head about this size, and it's gonna be 9 inches long, so it's a huge project, but yeah. So The head shouldn't take me too long. I'm gonna just be back in a second. I gotta wipe my hook. It's weird and greasy. So I'll be right back. I don't want that while you're working, you know? Yesterday, I did a live stream on Facebook and we talked about a bunch of stuff, and I think I'm gonna do that more often. And it was kind of a more personal thing, so it was with a bunch of friends, and we chatted about music for a while. It was cool and it was relaxing, but I still was crocheting in front of the camera, of course, because I always gotta work on stuff. Hi. Beware of FBI guy, a dangerous troll. Oh yeah, been really dangerous so far. Hi. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you. Oh, all right. Anima is the troll. Thank you for warning me. A bunch of trolls. We're all trolls here. I'm a troll too sometimes. Not on people's live streams though, but in real life. I'm definitely a little bit of a prankster sometimes. So I can appreciate that. So, how are you all doing? What are you up to? I have a little kitty to make. This one is not a zombie kitty, it's a regular one. But it's still gonna be a cutesy plushie. The person requested for it to look like their daughter's cat. So it's a blue kitty. Well, we usually call dark gray kitties blue just because their fur has that deep bluish shade, you know? So that's what I'm doing right now. I don't have the exact gray shade, but working with what we have. Okay, I'm just gonna count real quick. I'm enjoying my Saturday, about to run a few errands. Oh, I appreciate you stopping by for sure. I hope you have a good afternoon too. I hope those errands go well. And I hope you find what you need as well. Love the yellow kitty eyes. Yeah, I love those too. Those were just like big eyes from Amazon. I just wanted to buy a bunch of them to make plushies, but then didn't really get the opportunity. So I'm definitely excited to use them. And also the color is so deep and a little bit like pearly, if it makes sense, because the shadow of the dome, that's how safety eyes are made, like in a dome shape, but the shadow inside makes it all glowy, so I like that. I should use more of those, I think. Maybe in the new year I will have plans to use them more often. Maybe I should make more cutesy cats. I don't know. So right now we're just getting our way up to 60 stitches. So I'm just increasing every round until we get here. We get there. Sorry. Um yeah. So it's gonna be a boring project. Not much to say about that. The yellow is cool. I have light green eyes, but they get kind of yellow when I get mad. Oh, that's cool. My eyes are gray, kind of a bluish gray actually. As a child, like the people in my family all assumed I had blue eyes, and I've always been told I have blue eyes, but looking a little bit more into adulthood, I realized that my eyes are actually gray, and in many lightings, they often look very a very deep, rich, bluish gray color, and sometimes they look almost white. Like, I don't know if you can see right now. Just give me a second. I'll get closer to the camera. But right now they look bluish. But yeah, sometimes they get almost white, like if the sun is reflecting on them or something. And yeah, I really love gray eyes. But of course, every eye color is beautiful. Yeah. In my family, almost everyone has blue eyes, and my father was the exception to that. So I have my grandpa's eyes actually on my paternal side. So my paternal grandpa, he had very, very blue eyes, not grayish, but I got the grayish shade. But I also got his eye shape with the little hooded eyelids. Like you can see, I have hooded eyes a little bit. I got that from him. So yeah. Yeah, my grandpa really looked like his ancestors with the very, very pale skin and blue eyes. And yeah, I think my grandma had brown eyes though. Yeah. Anyway, I don't really remember because she passed a long time ago, and I don't tend to remember people's faces much because I have face blindness. I don't know if I have talked about this already, but I experience a little bit of face blindness, and so when people change a little bit, sometimes I don't always recognize them, even if I've known them from for years. If I see them in a different context, sometimes I struggle with that. Do we have more face blind people in here? You have a light complexion too. Yeah, I do as well, and it's gotten a little bit darker because I spend a little bit more time outside. But I've always had very, yeah, always had pale skin, and I always got burned in the sun. It's crazy. Like if I go out for 15 minutes, I get a sunburn. I've gotten sunburns in winter, and I've gotten sunburns while in a car with the windows closed. So really, I think my skin just doesn't like the sun, and I'm a goth too. So that's good, I guess. Less reasons to go in the sun. I'm a person who has to reapply sunscreen every 30 minutes or so. Like every half hour, I put a new layer on. So, and people with light eyes tend to be more sensitive to the sun as well. And I've experienced that definitely. And I'm also very sensitive to light. When I'm outside in the sun, my freckles really come out. That's cool. I like freckles. I don't have any though. I've always had a very non freckly face. Not sure how to say that. You burn easily too. Yeah, I buy I buy sunscreen by the ton. Like I always have to have sunscreen with me. And when I go on vacation, like when I used to go rather cuz I've not done that in a while, but I always forget to put the sunscreen in my luggage in because I usually keep it in my purse, and it's been thrown out during security check for planes. It happened to me like 3 times in a row, and I never learned. And I was just like, oh great, now is like uh $20 down the drain because I forgot to transfer my sunscreen. Silly me. Hi, Granny D. How are you? We were chatting about sunscreen, and I was saying how I often forgot my sunscreen in my purse while doing security check at an airport, and because of it had to be thrown out. Your grandfather was Cherokee, and your brother got his complexion always darker. And you're like Casper the ghost. Yeah, I relate to the Casper comment. I am Casper the ghost too. My parents always said that I looked sick because of my complexion, and I was just like, I'm not sick. I'm just introverted. I don't go out much. But yeah, the people have always bugged me about it. My dad got a really dark complexion, but that's because he works in the sun a lot. He's always outside somehow, so yeah. And my mom spent hours sunbathing and perfecting her tan, so she was really dark. But I think her natural complexion was very fair as well, like very light, if it makes sense. My mom has French ancestors, and on the side of my dad, a lot of Russian and Slavic ancestors from various countries. I've talked about this already, I think. I'm so sorry if I'm repeating myself, guys. I don't have the best memory. I'm good, getting ready for my live at 3. Well, thank you for joining. I appreciate people hanging out, so I might go see your live if you're still on when I'm done. Because right now I'm working on so many things that I always appreciate watching other people. So I try to catch you. Yeah, I might come as well if you're still on. Your cousin has melanoma. I'm sorry to hear that. Fair skinned and freckled. You used to spend a lot of time tanning or trying to. Yeah, whenever I tried to tan, I always just burn. I always burn. So, no tan for me. I tried a little bit when I was a teenager for prom because people kept telling me I was too pale for prom, which is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, you know, sometimes when you're a kid, you get a little bit upset at those comments at you. But yeah, and I never tanned at all. I was not much darker, and I just, my skin would just burn in the sun. So um, I'm sorry. I just went to check the thermostat in the other room because for some reason it's really hot in here, but none of the heaters are on. I'm having heating problems. And we tried to take care of that. The landlord sent someone a while ago to check all of the heaters, and of course they all worked perfectly when he was there, so he just went back. That's always what happens, right? Whenever the repair guy comes, everything is fine suddenly. Me as well, but I've gotten older and everyone tells me I have a pretty peaches and cream complexion. I'm like, I'll take that. Yeah, me too. Any reference to yarn, peaches and cream. I've not tried that yarn. Anyone has tried peaches and cream? Can tell me if it's good. So I've not used it, but it's a pretty complexion as well. But yeah, I keep having weird comments about my skin tone, but now it doesn't bother me. It's the least of my worries, really. I'm more concerned about my hair loss because I have PCOS, and because of it, well, I have pretty significant hair loss, and it's not that bad because I stay hydrated, and that helps some. It's good kitchen cotton. Well, good to know because I've been making some Swiffer pads, and yeah, so I might try it if it's good. Tanning days have long gone for me. Yeah, me too. I've tried a few times, but no, it's not for me. I hate waiting in one place, not doing anything. Maybe I could have crocheted, but I didn't know how to crochet back then. I was just standing on my dad's boat while he was fishing. It's not a very big boat, but we would just go for hours, and yeah, my dad is very much into fishing. During the summer he will spend the whole day out with his boat and by himself most of the time, unless someone accompanies him. But his wife is not too much into it, so. And he will usually bring a few fishes back and try to make us eat them. But I despise fish. I do not eat fish. It smells bad, it tastes bad. I cannot stand it. So no fish for me. Well, anyway, I live quite far from my parents. Is not a problem anymore. But my stepmom tried to force me to eat fish by pretending it was chicken, and she thought I didn't notice, but I was just being, good chicken with that face, and she thought I loved it. I did not. Great for dishcloths. Yeah, I bet it would work pretty well for the Swiffer pads I'm making. So I have a Swiffer and all the things, but I don't want to use the disposable pads, so I've made ones myself that are pretty good with like the crunch stitch, where you do a small and a big stitch alternating and then it does like this kind of bumpy texture. It's really good for cleaning. It works quite well. I take care of my skin these days. I'm happy to hear that. It's important to do that for sure. Yeah, I love to go fishing too. It's very relaxing. I tend to look at the landscape a lot. Hi, Zach. How are you doing? I'm from Canada. I live in Montreal. I'm French Canadian. There are several kinds of fish I love to eat. I hate all of the fishes. Not one product from the sea for me. I'm a fish hater. No, I don't hate fish. I just can't stand the taste of it and the smell either. Like when fish is cooking, I will go to my room and lock the door. Yeah, and my mom was the same. She was born in a place where fish is really abundant in people's diets, and she always hated it as well. So I got that from her, my hate for fish. She never cooked any for me just because she hated it herself. But my dad tried to make me like it, and I never stuck with it. So, but now as an adult, I eat whatever I want. So, I'm not gonna force myself anymore to eat fish. I'm one province over. You're from Ontario. Yeah, I think I heard you mention that in someone else's live. Ontario is great. I've visited a few times. I've been like maybe 3 or 4 times, I think. Um, I've been to Toronto, to Ottawa, and I've done a few road trips around there. And I've been to Toronto mainly because of flights. You always stop at Toronto and to transfer your flight. So yeah, I've been quite a few times because of that. But I don't really count that as a visit per se, unless like you have a long transfer. But yeah, when I was in England, I loved the fish and chips. I love the chips, not the fish. That's what they call fries, right? I've been to London. I've not had fish and chips. I've not even had their tea, which is so sad to me. But the person I was visiting with at the time is really not into tea. She's not a tea person, so and she wanted me to remain close by at all times. So we didn't go for tea. But I came back with little tins of traditional English tea, like very cute decorative boxes like these, approximately this size. And now I've gone through most of that, obviously, because my trip was like 8 years ago, but it was fun. I think I still have those boxes. I might show them sometime. I might show you my tea collection one day. I've never been to any other province. Have been to Ontario, and obviously I've been to Quebec because I live there. And I've been to, oh, bye Granny D. Thank you for stopping by. And I've been to Calgary just for my trip to see Skinny Puppy. So yeah, I've been to 3 provinces, and I hope that one day I get to see BC. I really want to go to Vancouver. I want to see Stanley Park, very much so. Stanley Park is both a fascinating and scary place. There are a lot of spirits, and there are ancestral grounds there. There are native grounds and burial grounds as well, I heard. I don't know how all of the stories very well, just because I've read about them, but my memory is bad. But if I go there, I'm most definitely gonna try to pay my respects. I'm probably gonna bring an offering or something. But Stanley Park is known for its beauty and its mysterious vibe, you know. And it's quite big. There are witches stories and everything also. And one of Skinny Puppy's albums, Too Dark Park, is based on Stanley Park. So that's one of the reasons I want to see it. Also because it's a beautiful province and there are a lot of mountains in the west, which is cool. You want to go to Quebec? You should. It's cool. There are a lot of trees over here, a lot of pine trees, and um, unless you go outside of Montreal anyway, you can get away with speaking English, because everyone speaks English over here, and people will greet you in both languages. We all say bonjour, hi, which is like the double greeting. That's the standard for customer service, and yeah, people from here are mad about that. Okay, a little bit about the project that I'm making since we have new people joining. I'm making a cat right now, and it's gonna be for a pet portrait. Someone requested me to make a portrait of their cat. I'm gonna show it real quick, actually. Where is it? In the screenshots, probably. But yeah, look at that. It's cute, kitty. That's who I'm making right now. Very cute. So yeah, the person is hoping that I'm finished soon, so I'm gonna start, I guess. I know I've made people wait a long time just because I've had so many orders. Alright, let's put that here. Have you traveled to other places? Have you been to the States, Zach? I've been to the UK, like I said earlier, and I've been to the States a few times. I've been to Florida, which now I would not do, but at the time I was going to Orlando with my family to visit Disney, so Walt Disney World. I've been twice. So, and it was fun as well. And I've also been to New York City and briefly visited New Jersey because that's where we stayed when we went to New York, just because it's cheaper. All right. Everyone has left me. So, You know what? Huh. We're frogging this row, and we are going to just go with seven uh, instead of eight. It's gonna be a little bit smaller, but also the plush is gonna be larger just because I want to make the body a little bit more chunky. So yeah, mm, just because I know if I do this head as large as the zombie kitties, I'm gonna end up hating myself very soon. Well, actually, it could be even smaller, I think. Oh, okay, I could do. I'm thinking right now because the heads on these is pretty big and it's only 48 stitches, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So I could do that. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna try actually and see. Maybe just I'll get one of the plushies real quick. Okay, I guess I'm okay with um just 54 stitches actually. Okay, we're gonna go with 54. There's a big size difference. I'm sorry, I'm having hiccups just because um the size difference. Just because I'm using a thick yarn. This is Red Heart Comfort right here. And it tends to be really chunky when you work with it. So hence why I decided to make one less round. Right now I'm not using any pattern. I'm just making it up as I go. This is just I'm so sorry. I'm struggling right now to speak. Just going to be a normal round head, and then I'm gonna add details on it like whiskers and a face. Oh, nose maybe. I don't know. I think the nose is just gonna be stitched. I don't think I'm gonna do a 3D nose. But I definitely want the whole cat to be the right color. And this cat's nose is very dark, so I'm gonna use black for it. So, but I don't know if I'm using a safety nose or a regular embroidered nose. I'm opting for embroidery right now. Just because I think you can get a little bit more detail out of that, and because I think it looks cute. You get like more shaping options. That's what I'm trying to say. The guy was very enthusiastic about it too. So it's for his daughter. I don't know if she's younger or something. Well, she's obviously younger than him, but I don't know if she's a child or an adult. Probably an adult if she has her own cat. But I didn't ask for many details, so guesswork. Yeah. I don't know why I'm telling you all of this, but yeah. So right now I am just going for straight rounds, making the head of the kitty, and the ears are gonna be. I think I'm going to go for the rounded, pointed look. Rounded point look. I'm so sorry. I'm struggling with that word. Uh, just because if I show you real quick, this kitty has large ears, but well, no, this kitty has long ears, but they're rather narrow. So I think I'm gonna try to emulate that a little bit. So I'm not gonna go for very pointy ears. I don't know if any of you has crocheted cat plushies. I've done quite a few for tests and for customers as well. I've made tons of my zombie cats that I keep showing you, and but I've also made different cute patterns I could show you real quick. I could share a few links in the description. Not in the description, in the chat, sorry. Yeah, so just gonna type cats on Ribbler. No, that's not what I want. I want to go to the designer. Cozy Loaf Cats. Why am I not following them? I thought I had followed them when I tested for them, but here is a pattern I've tested and it was quite fun, so I recommend it. It's really cute. It's the Loafy cat and it's so adorable. Check it out if you'd like to crochet a kitty. I recommend that one. And I've tested this one as well for honey crochets. It's a no sew. No, it's a yeah. Okay, it's a no sew kitten, and I've made this one from Winter Flame Crochet. Just a second. Just gotta find it in the list. I've tested it as well. I've made it in rainbow yarn. This one is more like a loaf of bread, so it really wears its name well. It looks a little bit like a piggy, if I'm honest. And now I've made this pride keychain pattern. I've tested it as well. So yeah, I've tested quite a few cats. Just typing it out in the description right now, just so if someone is watching um, the replay, they know. So cats are not necessarily my favorite animal, but I'm definitely a cat person. I've had 3 cats, and I also had a family cat when I was a kid. She was a sweet, adorable tabby, a gray tabby, and she was very well, she was a feral kitten, I think, when she was adopted, but she grew into a house cat, and she was very wild and uh, difficult to approach, but she was never defensive or she never tried to hurt any of us. She pretty much kept to herself and came for cuddles once in a while. She was a really great kitty. Her name was Providence. So just because it was a little bit of her arrival in my stepmom's home was a little bit like, how can I say? Well, it was what my stepmom said is that she wore her name really well, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to explain it. It was like chance that she came into her life, and so she took her on. She was actually like walking outside in the winter time and meowing for a few weeks until my stepmom found her and adopted her when she was a small kitty. So it's cute. And she's passed since then. She passed when she was like 14 or something. She was really getting old. Because, yeah, normally cats who go outside tend to last about 7 to 10 years, and house cats who are fully inside cats tend to live a little bit longer, just because they're not exposed to a bunch of things, dangerous things, I guess. And I also had a big diabetic senior boy that I adopted because his previous human couldn't care for him anymore. Or, well, I'm not gonna go too much into that, but I pretty much adopted him and did his care, brought him to the vet, did his treatment and everything. I've had him for 2 years only. He passed away as well. And I've had two kittens that I don't have anymore because I'm a little bit too disabled to care for pets. Now they live with an older lady who has a lot of time and a lot of love to care for the kitties, which I'm glad they have that. I was in no position to take good care of them back then, sadly. I wish I was. I really, really wish I was. But um, I preferred to find for them a place where they would be happy and comfortable. I was too stressed and I was um, really not in a place to take care of them. So they weren't happy with me. But I crochet cats now. So mm, more water. Hydration is important. Today I'm probably gonna finish the head and then work on some other orders, things, and stuff. All plushies. I might make a few alien heads as well because I have to make two more of them for Skinny Puppy's crew. Two people reached out to me about them. They didn't get their alien heads and I want them to have it, so I'm gonna make more. They're really quick though. They take like sorry, I'm having a bunch of different weird accents all at once. They take like half an hour to make. And probably have gonna have a sandwich for dinner. So sandwiches. As if what I'm saying is interesting, but you know. I was listening to Skinny Puppy earlier again. I put on my big playlist with all of the albums, and I made it to. I think I made it halfway through Remission, actually. I'm on Icebreaker right now. Alright, that makes sense. Because I decided to go live not too long after I got up, and yeah, just trying to get watch hours and hang out with the cool people. So yeah, Remission is an album I've grown to like quite a bit. and it's always one of my staples. It's like their very early stuff, so it's quite it's not quite dark. It's not one of their darkest stuff. If you want the really dark skinny puppy stuff, you gotta go more into bites or into which ones are really dark? Well, bites is quite dark. I don't know right now. I would have to rehear all of them instantly, but yeah. I think that Remission is a little bit more dancey, if that makes sense. Like if you hear songs like Glass Houses or Far Too Frail, for me that's just dancey. Really, I'm just gonna dance to that. One of my biggest hopes in life was to hear Far Too Frail live, and that did not happen. Hi, Julia. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. We're talking about music right now. I was talking about Skinny Puppy and how I wish I would have heard Far Too Frail live. It's one of my favorite songs. I didn't, but I'm still hoping that it's gonna play at an event or something, or at like a club night. Maybe. Who knows? Good to hear. Are you doing anything fun today? I'm just working on some kitties for customers right now. Someone commissioned for me a dark gray kitty, a portrait of their daughter's cat. So, trying to do it as best as I can, to the best of my ability. But I'm not following any pattern. This is a bit of a freehand project right now. I like to crochet freehand when I make something specific to a customer, and then I can never replicate it again. You're a biggest fan. I'd love to hear about that, actually. And oh, I got a knot. This yarn is knotting up. It's being annoying. When I went to see Skinny Puppy, I went to the VIP thing, like the VIP sound check thing. And you got to meet the band when you did that. So, and I've done it twice, so I've met the guys twice now. And the ogre was talking to me about his cats, trying to always climbing on him when he's trying to sleep, and not letting him get comfortable in bed. And I was just like, well, yeah, that's what cats do. Perfect kitties. Can you do a tutorial about telling us how to do this, please? I'm not really a tutorial kind of person, unfortunately. I struggle with speech too much to explain that. I can share some resources with you, like in my community tab later or something, but I'm not really good at explaining things. So I'm very sorry about that. Right now I'm freehanding, so I don't I couldn't really have instructions, unfortunately. There are many creators here on YouTube who have a better handle on this than I do, and I'm gonna leave the explaining to them. I learned to crochet by watching a lot of what's her channel's name again? I'm gonna have a look real quick into my playlists. I can actually share that. I have a crochet playlist if you'd like. Uh, Playlists. All right. Where is it? Okay, crochet and knitting, maybe. No. Oh, I don't have that playlist anymore. I don't have the beginners playlist. I used to, but I have a bunch of different crochet tutorials in here. There you go. I don't think there are beginner ones, but I have a few in there that are like how to crochet a granny square and how to join and how to work certain patterns, and so I hope it can help you at least a little bit. And I followed a lot of tutorials by Hooked by Robin to learn to crochet, so I'm gonna link her channel here. So if you wanna go see her channel, I would encourage you to look into it. She has a lot of amigurumi patterns that she makes tutorials for and that she showcases on her channel. So yeah, she has cute, adorable stuff. So by all means, check her out. Right now, she's not posted in a while. I don't think her last video was 3 weeks ago. Okay, but yeah, I basically learned that way by watching YouTube. My grandma was a crocheter. She tried to teach me when I was a child. Never really understood how to do it. I've never really been, um, as a kid, I've never really been um, into that very much. And I think I struggled just because her explanations weren't very clear. She was telling me, do this and do that, but not explaining how to actually do the stitches and how to work a crochet hook and how to hold it. And so, yeah. But now I'm pretty good, I think. So, yeah, right now you're the only one. All the people who came in had to leave, and I don't think I'm gonna stream for very long. I think I might leave at at the hour mark actually, just because I have a lot of stuff to do today. But I just wanted to pop on here and talk to people for a while I worked on this kitty and get in some watch hours because my channel doesn't have very many right now. I always appreciate the company, so thank you for being here. I'm from Montreal. I'm French Canadian. Everyone asks me this. English is not my first language. I struggle with it. Well, I'm bilingual, but I struggle talking. So it's getting pretty good. Right now, I'm just working on the cat head. I'm gonna make it quite big. And I have these eyes for it. Big yellow safety eyes, as you can see. Oops. Oh. You're from Saudi Arabia. Well, welcome here. I'm glad you're joining us. And I've been crocheting for 2 years now, 2 or 3 years, and it's been a journey. So I encourage you to learn if you're into that. It's quite a good stress relief. It's fun, and you can make all sorts of things. I can show you real quick some of my things I've made. And I make a lot of these cats for customers because people keep requesting them. Uh, I'll put the pattern in the chat right now. Um, just a second. I gotta find it. So, no, I'm not. So I sell my plushies, and this is one of them that is very popular that I make a lot of. You can't really see very well right now because the lighting in here isn't so good. Let's see if I can put more lights. So this person wanted this dark color, so I've made probably upwards 15 of these cats. I have them in different colors, as you can see. I have this one here. And yeah. So I make a lot of plushies. I make shawls. I have one right here. It's not finished yet. It's got quite a ways to go, but a pretty lace shawl. This is the what's the name again? Oh, the yarn is tangled again. Uh, I forgot the name of the pattern. I'm so sorry. I'll say it when I remember it, I guess. Um, but it's by Red Teapot Atelier. She makes a lot of those uh, very complex lacy shawl patterns, and you can see it starts with purple here, goes to pink, and then this is a nice orange color. And yeah, so I have to finish that sometime soon, hopefully. Now I have um, tangled all the yarn, and I have to put these back. Sorry, just a second. Everything is out of order right now. Anyway, all right, okay, and you. Great, everything is falling right now. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go soon. Actually, I'm sorry. Anyway, so today we've had our first trolls. That's interesting. I think I got them disinterested from my channel though, so that's good. um, All right. Anyway, thank you for joining everyone, and I hope you all have a good day. And I wish you all a happy new year. I might stream again actually, so we'll see. But thank you so much, everyone, and I appreciate your feedback always. And see you soon. Bye. I'm so sorry. I keep